Hello, my friends. It's Andy coming to you from Brea, California. Um, there's a great party going on at the UFC gym in Brea today. Today's Saturday, is it the 19th? Let me look really quick. 19th. And it's their 1 year anniversary. They're giving away lots of little samples of things. There's different booths. There's I believe, either a massage therapist or a chiropractor that's in there that will give you some free um, uh, stuff, thumbs into your back. I got an IV while I was there. That's not free, but I got a vitamin IV, which was fantastic. I feel energized. But I just want to just come on and talk to you guys. I haven't been able to do my theme song in a while, but I just thought I would go ahead and do that today. I thought that was pretty cool to be able to do that again. I've been recording a lot of videos, not going live very often, just because of wanting to make sure and do a bunch of slides and things like that. It's much easier to do it that way. So, but on this live broadcast, I was going through some of the screenshots and some of the things that are being said in Yorba Linda Moms, which is always crazy. They got two people, the Esther Kim and then Bonnie Conte, who runs it. She allows so much craziness to go on in there. But if you speak against it, then somehow you're the horrible person. If somebody comes on and corrects the whatever comment they're saying to a factual based comment from a complete lie, then suddenly we are horrible people. The moms that do that get kicked out, and she bans them. So between Bonnie and Esther, there's just so much nonsense and so much hatred going on in Yorba Linda Moms. It's beyond belief. Esther Kim is the neighbor of Leandra Blades, and I would be concerned for my safety if I were Leandra, with this woman who she's obsessed with Leandra. She writes unthinkable, nasty things about her and her son, or sons, about her husband, about her relationship with her ex-husband. Esther has completely lost her mind. I really am concerned for her, and I would be concerned if I had Esther Kim living next door to me like Leandra does. But there's some obsession with Leandra. There's some obsession with Dr. Alex Cherniss, and now it's spreading over to Ryan Miller and Maria Lupita Stubbs, where they just are writing such horrible, nasty things with Maria. They're doing it even in Spanish, so that most people don't even know what's going on. But there's this woman, I can't remember her name. I actually have a different name for it. I don't want to use that. But she writes horribly in English and in Spanish. But she's just saying some very nasty things on the Spanish platforms, or using um, I don't know, whatever platform she's using to reach the Hispanic families that are in our community, and lying about Maria. So it is across the boards. The Quintero, Marilyn Anderson, and Misty Janssen campaign team are being led by those candidates to smear and slander, to character assassinate, again, Dr. Alex Cherniss, the executive staff, in particular, the three majority board members, as much as possible. It's not about what Quintero or Anderson or Janssen will do for children or do for the community. They don't. That you'll see none of that in their messaging. All you're going to hear, it's kind of like Kamala Harris. They ask her a question about the border. Well, Trump is horrible. They'll ask her a question about, okay, what are you going to do for the economy? Well, Trump is a horrible dictator. Wait a minute. You're not answering the question. Quintero and Anderson and Janssen are no different. They have no plan other than to either buy out or fire Dr. Alex Cherniss, however means that they think they're going to do that. They want to sabotage all the programs. I've even seen posts where they are set on taking down the walls that were built in that one classroom. And I believe it's Fairmont. I know I always get it wrong, but there was a classroom where they had 4 classes in one building, where the teachers were having to talk over the other teachers and the other children that were talking. But they have a plan even to take down those walls, because they don't like anything good. Anything good that has been happening over the last year, they want to dismantle. They want to get rid of USI. They want to get rid of the Orange County School of Computer Science. They want to fire Dr. Alex Cherniss. That is their whole thing, is to dismantle all the good things that have been happening. I wouldn't be surprised if they took down the lights over at El Dorado, that after they got brought up after 30 years. I'm sure you'll see somebody over there with a hacksaw cutting down the lights. That's how crazy they are. The Quintero, Anderson, Janssen team have just nothing but destruction and hatred for anything positive that is happening. The union is spending $75,000. Have given them $75,000 to do whatever they can to disparage the character of anybody that has done anything good. Just to kind of give you an idea of the difference. So on the left, you'll have what it is that Anderson and Janssen and Quintero want. They want to bring back CRT. They want to do anything that's anti-education, because it's not about educating kids. It's about making them just dumb enough to bring down the grade scores just low enough so they can get more money from the state to do nonsense in the school districts. And so the education that you've seen increase in the recent year, they want to dismantle that. The enrollment, they don't like seeing more kids coming into our school district, because that means that things are going well. They don't want you to see that. They want to bring back hatred. They hate anything that has to do with children coming together and just simply learning together. They don't want that. Gender confusion, they love. I don't have my glasses on. I can't read everything I put in there. Porn in the libraries, they love that. They get so crazy. They talk about us burning books, that Leandra's out in the parking lot over at Golden Elementary and Yorba Linda Middle School, that she's out there burning books in the parking lot, which is obviously not true, but that's what they'll tell you. They love DEI, which almost everybody is now getting rid of. Everybody that tried it as an experiment, they're getting rid of it. And they don't like parents being involved, and so they don't want you to know as a parent what's going on in the school. Now, on the other side, in contrast, you got Miller and Blades and Stubbs, who are all for the future, building for the future at PYLUSD, a positive future. The sports and arts, they brought that back into the middle schools. Leandra Blades has been instrumental in bringing back middle school sports and education. Strangely enough, the three candidates of Blades and Miller and Stubbs, they want to bring education back to the school district, which the other three do not. Again, they despise that. And I know you're looking at me, or you're looking at this, you're listening to me, and saying, no, how is that possible? I'm telling you, we have seen it over the last several years, a decline in education, and the number of children that are meeting the minimum standards has dropped every year. That can only happen on purpose, right? At some point. So I've owned a dog training business for over 40 years in the Yorba Linda, Brea, Placentia area. And if, just in the first year, if I were to look at my trainers, look at everything that was going on, and I saw a decline in the ability to train dogs, and other dogs were becoming more aggressive and less, instead of less aggressive. If they were peeing more often inside the homes, if they were running away from the handlers or the dog owners more often, I wouldn't just continue with that type of training method, or that education, or those trainers. I would say, wait a minute, my training methods that I've been using for years that used to be successful are now suddenly failing every customer. I wouldn't then, for the next 10 years, continue to do the same thing, or continue to sabotage my customers. And then I would have what would happen? A decline in enrollment in my classes. I would have a decline in the number of graduates, which we did graduate our canine families once they were successful. I would have less of them actually being successful. In regard to our law enforcement dogs, they would stop finding narcotics. They would stop finding bad guys. And then if I was Quintero, Anderson and Janssen, I would say, oh man, I'm doing a fantastic job. I'm losing customers. My dogs suck. They're biting and eating people. They're not coming back. Their obedience is horrible. And nobody's ever is returning. Nobody's coming back. Nobody's returning, and they're not telling other people to come to our thing. That's how they want to run the school district. They want to run it like a poor business who never learns from their mistakes, and it only gets worse over time. Instead of, in the contrast, Leandra Blades and Miller and Stubbs, And of course, along with Todd Frazier and now Dr. Alex Cherniss and his executive staff, they want to see an increase. They want to see more kids coming to our school. We want to see children not leaving to go to other schools in the middle of their time in the public school system here. They want to see education going up. They want to see the grades going up. We want to see an increase of number of students that are meeting and exceeding the standards. We want to see that happen, which is happening now. But the other three, Quintero, Janssen, and Anderson, they can't stand it. They're saying an increase in enrollment, no teachers being fired, very few administrators having to be removed, which has happened last year. Just the opposite of what they're telling you, by the way. They don't like that, and so they're trying to convince you that it's horrible that enrollment has increased. It's horrible that the grading, the standards are being met and increased in our school district. That's horrible. And the fact that we've not had to fire a single teacher because enrollment is increasing, they think that that's horrible too. Oh, and I forgot that the teachers all got a raise. They are telling you that that's horrible, or they're telling you that it's a lie. In the meantime, what they're doing to Ryan Miller is they have called him a Christian nationalist. They've called him a Proud Boy. They put up posts and falsely put things like Proud Boy on it and then sent it out into social media. They're harassing his family and him over social media and any other opportunity they get by knocking on people's doors and just talking poorly about them. Again, they're not talking about what they're going to do to increase the education, because that's already being done. So you can't then go, well, I know they're increasing education, but we're going to increase it too. Well, no, but why would we change? It's already being increased. We know that they are part of the teachers union who hates all of that. And they simply want to indoctrinate your kids. They want to go into a completely different direction that is away from education. And so it's unfortunate that Quintero and Anderson and Janssen are their campaign team, and they are just stealing all the signs out there. All of us that support Stubbs and Blades and Miller have been busy putting out signs that just keep getting stolen. Hundreds and hundreds of signs have been stolen by the Quintero and Anderson and Janssen campaign team. All of them. They're being stolen. The banners are being torn and ripped off and torn apart so they can't be reused. They're having to retape them best they can to put them up there. Yet their signs, nothing happens to them. Why? Because we're not horrible people. We're not vindictive, horrible people. We run a campaign the way it should be ran. We knock on doors, we put up signs, and we are respectful of the opposition, even though they are completely deranged, like Esther Kim, and just so hateful that it is really crazy. It is really nuts. But we just don't do that. But the fact that they're stealing on the signs and tearing the banners and they're getting thousands and thousands of dollars from the teachers union should tell you something, that they don't have anything to run on. The Quinteros and the Andersons and the Jansons have nothing to run on other than hate and a hatred for what? For success in PYLUSD. So much that they want to take it away once they get into power. That they've said that. I've shared those screenshots where I've shared their comments that they cannot wait to fire Dr. Alex Cherniss. They cannot wait to take down those walls, apparently, because they're calling the state, saying that it wasn't built properly, so that it's going to have to be dismantled and taken down. Why would you do that? It's interesting that they talk about all these things that are being fixed, like the air conditioning, and then they're trying to call some type of state inspector to say, well, they fixed the air conditioning, but did they do it legally? And so now so they're calling the state to investigate on asbestos, on sprinkler systems that are they installed, not realizing that it is the past administrations that were responsible for whether or not something was built properly. In other words, at Parkview, whether the sprinkler systems were put in properly. So they're calling him now on Dr. Alex Cherniss, and now they're blaming him for something that the past administrations didn't do properly. It is really just crazy. They have truly lost their mind. And Esther Kim and Bonnie Conte just love it on their Yorba Linda Moms that they continue to allow it to be posted. They continue to only allow posts that confirm or affirm their nonsense and their lies, and then anybody that brings in facts, they kick out and block, and then text them and cuss at them about being horrible people. It is really a very, very strange time. So, sorry, this was a very now somebody told me I ranted on something else, when the other thing that I did a video on was not a rant. That was a planned video. This is a rant because I didn't plan on any of this stuff. All right, my friends, that's it. I just wanted to just share with you, just it's just craziness out there. I'm just seeing some more posts where just so many signs have been stolen, and Ryan Miller has just been disparaged. They've called him a wife beater. They've called him like I said, a Proud Boy and a Christian nationalist and all these nasty, nasty things. But the good news is Ryan isn't backing down, and he's fighting. He's fighting for our kids. He's fighting for our community. So support him. Support Maria Lupita Stubbs and Leandra Blades coming up on November 5th. All right, my friends, that's it. I'll see you on a future video. Take care. Bye.